Hey fragrance friends and enthusiasts, welcome back to my channel. It's Benjamin here at the Centaur Fragrance channel. And today we're going to be talking about my top 10 essentially, or just 10 fragrances for life. 10 fragrances that I would have to choose and get rid of my rest of my collection. This is a hard thought. These are unpleasant thoughts for a fragrance lover. But today I've done the challenge. I think I've done it. And let me share with you some of my favorite fragrances of all time. Yes, if you saw, I did one of these videos in the past, but tastes do change, and it's fascinating to see how my tastes have changed. Some fragrances that I've found that have beaten out other fragrances, and you get to see this with me and other people's collections. So, anyways, the first one is Palo Santo by Carner of Barcelona, a beautiful house from Spain. This is a beautiful, almost vanillic vetiver fragrance, a little bit milky. Very smooth, very charming. One of my favorite fragrances of all time. If you want a creamy vetiver fragrance, if you want a interesting and a dynamic, more you could possibly say a woody fragrance. This is a really, really good one. It's based off the note of Gaiac wood, or Palo Santo, as it's called, and it's an incensey type of wood. It has a distinctive milky, sour quality to it. It's also called a holy wood. This fragrance is definitely more of an incensey, vetiver, milky, almost slightly vanillic fragrance. And don't get in your head that this is a vanilla sweet fragrance. This is more of a just has a little bit of that feel of a vanillic overtone in the background. Not really much sweetness at all going on here. So, Palo Santo by Carner Barcelona. Another fragrance that I couldn't live without, that would definitely be on my top 10 list, or top 10 fragrances, and I have to ditch the rest, would be my beautiful Jubilation 25. Y'all know I can't live without this fragrance. This is the golden child. This is the king of my collection. In my opinion, this is the king of the niche world. This fragrance is dynamic, it's interesting, it's complex, it's wearable for everyday situations. If you put on one spray, you can get away with this in the summer, but this fragrance is classy. This fragrance is pure class. This is a fragrance of royalty. They put a Swarovski, I believe, crystal in the top of every single one of these. And to just look at that presentation, high quality glass, and the symbol of royalty of Oman. So beautiful incensey fragrance, has a lot of like a dark berry accord, like almost like a blackberry to your nose, but I think it's black currant. Frankincense galore, beautiful qualities, lots of and a lot of richness to this fragrance. It's high quality. It changes a lot on the skin over time, and this is a big compliment getter for me. But I only wear it for the fanciest of occasions when I really dress up. So, Jubilation 25 is near and dear to my heart, and I can't live without it. Jubilation 25 by and Wash. And the next fragrance is IDO's Prison Blues. This is actually a newer fragrance to my collection, but quickly became probably my favorite patchouli fragrance of all time. It's because it's so versatile. This is a patchouli fragrance that I can wear anywhere, anytime, all year long, and it's classy. It's smooth. It smells a little bit provocative, but yet it's still not too dark or too greasy or too provocative or smelling like like patchouli can have. It's just as it's a very provocative, classy type of fragrance, but it still has a little bit of that laid back, reserved, almost like wanderlust kind of feel to the fragrance. Prison Blues has a really nice story behind it. There's a little bit of a hint, just a tiny, tiny hint of oud in the background that adds a little bit of charm to this fragrance as well. So I like the name Prison Blues. Broke out of jail and ran away with the lover of his life. So I like the story of this fragrance, and I really like what this fragrance can do. Highly versatile, but yet so classy as well. Another fragrance that I can't live without is in my collection. One of my fragrances, if I had to choose and I had to ditch the rest, would be Oud Vanille by Mansara. If y'all haven't checked this one out, yes, it does have a medicinal vibe. Some people really don't like medicinal oud in a fragrance, but this is one of the most intoxicating, dark, boozy oud and vanilla fragrances you'll ever find. I have a hard time with vanilla, and this is, for me as a man, this is my favorite vanilla fragrance probably of all time. I do love some other vanillas, but I think this has to be it. This is a gorgeous, dark, boozy vanilla fragrance with a complex medicinal oud in the background. It's not animalic. I don't think the oud is scary here, but if you're highly sensitive to medicinal oud, this might not be for you, but this is a great date fragrance. This gets me amazing positive attention. And to me, I also get a really interesting, fresh, nutty quality out of this fragrance. So, Oud Vanille by Mansara, one of my favorite, really my go-to date fragrance, no doubt about it. Another fragrance I can't live without is Terre d'Hermes Eau Trace Fresh. Y'all know about this fragrance in my collection. Y'all know how much I love this fragrance. I'm passionate about this fragrance because this is, in my opinion, the quintessential, maybe the best citrus on the designer market. Yes, it's a high-end designer. Yes, it costs a little bit more than your average designer fragrance. It's not highly discounted. It's about 70 odd dollars for a bottle, and this is the big bottle. This is the big boy bottle. But quality of Hermes is impeccable. You smell like a classy, modern gentleman with this fragrance. It's fresh, it's crisp, it's citrusy, and it has orange. It has a beautiful ISOE super modern greenness to the fragrance. There's some geranium here, and there's a beautiful mineral quality in the background as well. So if you thought that the original Terre d'Hermes was a little bit too old school, a little bit too gentlemanly, a little too, maybe you're a little bit of a younger guy. Maybe you want a fragrance that's a little bit more citrusy, or maybe you want something that's all year long, 24/7, highly versatile. This is your juice. This fragrance never disappoints. It smells great. Every time I wear this to a professional situation, to the office, or anywhere where I want to stand out as a gentleman, this is a gorgeous fragrance. And forgive the plane. This is what happens when you record. But beautiful fragrance, Terre d'Hermes Eau Trace Fresh. Salute to you, my friend. Hermes, you made a wonderful creation. I think you blew it out of the water. You blew it out of the park. So another fragrance that I probably would choose that I couldn't live without. Another one that's pretty new to my collection. And this quickly rose to the top of my collection. Quickly, this is Oud by Les Elixirs. This smells almost like Tom Ford Oud would, but a little bit fresher, a little bit more, I dare say even more modern. This is more like of a musky, spicy oud. And it's very highly versatile. You could get away with this in the summer, and you can definitely get away with it in the spring, in the fall, and of course the winter. Highly versatile. I love the spicy, effortless, classy vibe of this fragrance. This is exactly what I want with a fragrance. When it's fresh and crisp and easy to wear, and it has a light feel but still has some character to it, and still has something that draws people in, some character, but yet it's so easy to wear and it feels timeless. Oud by Les Elixirs is one of my favorite oud fragrances of all time. It's risen to the top, risen high to the top, because this is an oud fragrance I don't need to be self-conscious about. Some of my oud fragrances are far too daring, far too interesting, and far too strange, maybe to wear out in public. I'm not going to get great reactions out of it. This is an oud fragrance that appeals enough to me as an oud lover, but yet other people also usually find pretty fascinating and interesting, and it's not scary at all. Nothing really animalic in this fragrance at all either. So if you want a highly versatile, 24/7, all year long, something that could probably survive the heat or do decently in the heat, Oud by Les Elixirs, I think is your go-to fragrance. And did I mention the longevity on this thing? I haven't done a full-length review on this one yet, but this will easily give you 8 to 10 hours plus. No doubt about it. I put my word on it. 8 to 10 hours plus. I don't think you'll be disappointed if you want a modern, more of a synthetic oud fragrance with spice. I don't think you'll be disappointed. The next one, of course, I'm going with my other classy fragrances. Dior Homme Eau, a classy, timeless fragrance. This is for when I want to be inoffensive. This is when I want to be safe. This is a fragrance for when I want to go to the office or I want to go to the supermarket. I don't really want to grab a lot of attention, or I want to go on a walk in the park. I know I want to smell good. I know I want to smell classy, but I don't really want to beg for attention. This is also my fragrance for weddings. This is my fragrance for family reunions. This is when I want to be calm and reserved and not really put on a big show. I don't really want to stand out, but I do want to smell classy and I do want to smell great. When somebody gets close to me, when somebody has a conversation, maybe somebody draws me to the side and wants to tell me something, they haven't seen me in a long time, I'm wearing a fragrance like this. Then they smell the fragrance and then they're like, oh, this guy's this guy's got some class. This guy's a little bit different. I love when a fragrance like this. And I think this one sadly has been discontinued, but it's still available. before the supply runs out, and you know it's already not easy to find online. eBay is about the only place. And again, it's for me. If you want something that can do what a blue fragrance can do without smelling like shampoo, without smelling like a blue fragrance like Sauvage or Bleu de Chanel, I think that this is the go-to fragrance. Very clean, very classy, and again, it does have some iris, but I don't find it scary at all. Anyways, the next one I can't live without. A fragrance that's, I don't know, this fragrance has some magic. This fragrance has spun a little charm on me, and I don't know what it is about it. This is the Traveler and the Moon. Honestly, I only wear this fragrance in the spring and sometimes in the winter. This is a fragrance that I have a connection with it. For some reason, the story of the Traveler and the Moon, a man traveling by moonlight, really connects to me, and I really feel this fragrance. It's a fresh, clean, inoffensive tea fragrance. This has beautiful, like, white wine accords. It has some interesting tea qualities to it. It's very laid back. It's very, in my opinion, it feels very Japanese. And this fragrance is super inoffensive as well. If I want to wear a fragrance and I absolutely want to have no questions that I'm not going to offend anybody, the Dior Homme Eau can do really well, but it might feel classy. This one is more laid back. If I want to go on an airport, if I want a lazy rainy day, if I want to be out in public, and I want something that's more meditative than anything, this fragrance brings me to a happy place, and brings me to that kind of meditative feel every time. So, the Traveler in the Moon, beautiful, beautiful fragrance by Alchemia, another indie brand on the scene. Pretty good fragrances overall. You got to check them out. Next one, you might be surprised to see a Happy Land on my list. A lot of people rant and rave and seem to really talk about these fragrances. Yes, he does send out fragrances to some people from time to time, including myself. But this one, I'm not lying to you guys, Rhyolite. One of the fragrances that's risen to my high in my collection. I was actually tempted to put in Sacred by Louis Cardon, and honestly, that one's more of a winter fragrance. So this one beats it out on versatility. I'm not sure if I like this one or Sacred more, but this is your beautiful caramel, nutty, musky fragrance. It's kind of ambery. It's kind of gourmand. It's sweet. It's intoxicating. Highly versatile. If Guerlain Homme Ideal is getting hard to get for you, if the supply dries up soon and the price skyrockets, I think that this is the one to go for. This is the one that smells more nutty. It smells a little bit more like caramel. And I think it's the better fragrance. It smells better. It gets you better longevity. And Rhyolite is really a hidden gem. This is one of the least appreciated from the house of Happy Land. And some people say it smells smoky. I can see where you can maybe get a little bit of an incense vibe, but if you're a gourmand lover, if you like those gourmandish, amberish kind of scents, and this looks interesting to you, please look into the House of Happy Land. I think you'll like Rhyolite. Gorgeous fragrance, definitely on this list. I was blown away with this fragrance. I honestly I get some of the best reactions I've ever gotten in my life, compliment wise, from this fragrance. Rhyolite, wonderful juice. Another indie brand on the scene, and I'm not just saying this because I like the people over there and I like them. And this one's called Madar from Posey. If you haven't checked out this fragrance, you need to check this out if you like gourmands. If you like sweet fragrances like I do, guys, this is a saffron lover's dream. If you love saffron, you gotta check this fragrance out. If you like smelling like a golden cake, if you like, intoxicating rice pudding, if you want to smell like the most heavenly spiced saffron rice pudding with the milk and the creaminess, if you want to smell like that, this fragrance is going to rock your world. I think Tom Elise highly rated this as well. If you haven't gotten to smell this and you're a gourmand lover, you need to get onto this fragrance. And if you love saffron as well. I can't say enough good about Madar. It blows me away every single time. It's a knockout of a fragrance. The saffron and the quality of this fragrance really stands out to me. And for the price of this, for what you can get this oil for and how this stuff performs, I don't know what kind of saffron accord she's using. I don't know how she gets her hands on it. But this is maybe the best saffron fragrance I might have ever smelled. Gorgeous fragrance. I love to layer it with other scents. I could layer this with with Jubilation 25 if I wanted to, and maybe even Palo Santo. This fragrance blends with a lot of the fragrances that I tend to love and does really well in my collection. Gets me positive attention, and this is definitely more on the unisex side of this collection. Most of these fragrances are more masculine, I dare say. Oud Vanille could be considered unisex. Rhyolite maybe unisex. Jubilation 25 maybe on a confident lady, but this one is definitely one that I think that ladies you might really like. And the brand, of course, is owned by a wonderful lady as well. If that means anything to you. So, my friends, I gotta go, but I thank you so much for hanging out with me. Thank you for spending your time with me, watching this video. If you stuck around to the end of this video, you're a real one. You're a real Centaur Fragrance family member. You're legit. You love my channel, and I hope that you do. If you did watch to the end of this video, and you haven't subscribed yet, please do consider subscribing. Please help me out and hitting that notification bell and hitting all notifications. That'll make sure you'll get notified of my regular content. I've been uploading just about every single day. I've been hard at work for you guys, putting in the effort, putting in the work, and I hope that y'all like my content. I hope that you appreciate it. I was tagged by Mercy Sense to do this one, and I might have been tagged by somebody else. I don't remember at this point if I have or not. But I do want to tag some people and spread this beautiful tag around. I want to tag Stefan Fragrance, who has just jumped back into the scene. He's a smaller fragrance reviewer. I love what he's doing over there. I love his good vibes. For sure, Stefan Fragrance, you're a good guy. I want to tag the legendary and maybe the infamous Joey Cannoli. I don't know if you want to do a video like this, Joey. I don't know if this is your kind of thing. I don't know if you care about this type of content, but I want to see what's in your collection. I don't see too many actual, fragrance reviews from you. I know that you like to hang out. I know that you like to do your own thing and, and spit your words. But I haven't seen much of your collection in a while, and I want to see what you've been rocking, what you love, and what you care about. So I'm definitely tagging you, my friend. I want to tag My World of Fragrance. I think she's got a wonderful thing going on over there. I love her presence. I also want to tag Iris Fatisse. I don't know if y'all know who she is. I don't speak French, but I'm trying to learn French. And she's a wonderful French lady. I love her passion and her face, and of course I think she's charming. I'm going to pull out that word again, charming, just to be nice and to be more appropriate. I think of course she's wonderful. So Iris, definitely a wonderful lady. And who else should I tag? I think I'll tag Mr. Cheap Sense as well. I know he's growing, he's doing a wonderful thing, and he's probably going to surpass me soon. Of course, subs aren't the biggest thing in the world, but Mr. Cheap Sense, I'm going to tag you in this video as well. Anyways, my friends, I wish you the very best. Be safe, be well. Definitely take care, my friends. I wish you the very best. Don't feel like you need to be isolated in this world of technology. You have a friend over here. Feel free to message me on Instagram Messenger. Facebook Messenger, and I go live on Friday nights and Instagram just about every morning. I'm hanging out with y'all, so don't feel isolated, don't feel alone. I'll see you next time, everybody. Feel free to reach out to me, and I'll see you next time, my friends. Wear what you love and rock what you got, and let me know in the comment sections below before I forget. What are your top 10 fragrances? What are some of your favorite fragrances that you can't live without? Anyways, I'll see you next time, my friends. Have a good one. Peace out, and bye.